This interview of our Today's Campus Innovation interview series is brought to you by Six Sigma Management Institute. Visit sixsigmamindpro.com to learn more about MindPro, the online Lean Six Sigma training system developed by the co-creator of Six Sigma, Dr. Michael J. Harry. So hi everyone and welcome. My name is Kirsten Winkler. I'm the innovation editor here at Today's Campus, and I'd like to welcome you to our new interview series with innovation leaders, movers, shakers in the higher education space. And I'm very happy to welcome Andrew Grauer today. He is the co-founder and CEO of Course Hero. Andrew, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much, Kirsten.
All right, so first question, pretty straightforward. How do you help your customers learn and achieve their goals more efficiently with Course Hero?
Yeah, so first of all, Course Heroes, we're an online learning platform, and we have a set of learning resources. They all exist online. We have study materials. We have online tutoring available 24/7. We have online courses and online flashcards. And one way to look at it is we actually send out a survey to our students, and we get 93% of them report earning better grades after using Course Hero for a certain amount of time.
Mm-hmm. And this is particularly focused, I think I read, on entrepreneurship, business, also web programming. Was there a certain, I don't know, is it the focus for the moment, or do you think this is like sort of the hottest part in higher education and that's where your expertise is, or simply where you want to be?
Yeah, so we do have 3 learning paths. They're essentially majors. And we launched 40 of these courses, and they fit into the entrepreneurship, business, and web programming. And they're available actually all for free. Mm-hmm. And that's actually just going to be the start. We have recently launched the platform to let anybody come on and create a course. Of course, we have quite a stringent approval process. And as of next week, anybody can not only come on and create a course, but they can set a price for it. So we'll also grow a catalog of courses that are free as well as premium, and there might be a cost to have them.
Ah, interesting. So how is the process actually happening? Are these people creating the materials? Is it based on existing materials? And how does the curation process happen? As you said, you want to make it more open. So supposedly now you are curating the courses with your team, or is it on the user side?
Yeah, definitely 2 stages. Mm-hmm. First, we wanted to basically test the product. So everybody on our team, we each created at least 1 course. And what we did was we didn't necessarily go out and create the content ourselves. We said, hey, there's amazing content out there. You know, MIT's put it out there, Berkeley, Stanford, or Y Combinator. And so what we did is we chose the topic that we were particularly passionate about, or we studied in school, or we actually are professionals in the workplace. And we went out and found the best content. We curated it into basically a syllabus, and then we created a question bank, and then we did a lot of development to kind of integrate game mechanics, such as points and leveling and badges, as well as rewards for finishing it, such as a business plan competition. Mm-hmm. And we launched that. The second stage was then to allow anybody else to come in and then distribute their content on our platform to our users, of which we'll do about 30 million visits this year. And there'll be about 45,000 plus paid subscribers to that. And these people then, a subset of them can come in and create courses, and they can determine whether they want to give it for free or if they want to charge for it.
Mm-hmm. And how do I have to imagine this? What was sort of the very beginning of this, and then the the evolution of the product and the service, as we have to say that you are not, let's say, absolutely new to the market. I think you have been around since 2009, if I'm not completely mistaken.
We actually launched CourseHero.com in January 2008.
Oh, wow.
So we've been around for quite a while. We grew over time. We started with the study materials, and then we launched the 24/7 tutoring. Then we launched the digital flashcards at the end of last year, and then we launched courses, online courses, in April of this year.
And this was sort of user driven, or did you see, as obviously there are always a handful of startups in a particular space, when we think of note sharing, and also flashcards is of course hugely popular. And was it a business decision coming from you, or did you pay attention to your users that they said, okay, we would also like to have tutoring, for instance, and flashcard tools, or adding this to the service would definitely make sense for us, and we are also willing to pay for it?
Oh, definitely the latter. It was very much customer development and listening to the feedback of our users, and then also taking a gut check and saying, hey, is this the only user who wants this, or is there really a market for this? So you'll notice all of our products essentially exist offline, whether it's study materials, flashcards, courses, or even tutoring. They've all existed for a really long time. And what we did was we just built internet technology to make each of these products that much better by being able to incorporate new technologies into the system, and then being able to get a massive audience, and therefore being able to offer it at a low cost.
And coming with such a massive audience is, of course, the great business opportunity, and certainly also the multitude of courses. The downside is a little bit when we are also in this note-taking, note-sharing, maybe the flashcards less, but definitely as you also integrate video, this whole question of copyright comes up, of course. And what's it like when you have a crowdsourced approach, and also curated, of course, but how do you handle this when people want to upload things they consider as the best materials to make a course out of it, and there might be copyright on some of those materials or videos maybe?
Oh, absolutely. So as a platform, we basically are receiving hundreds of thousands of pieces of content every month. We have millions of pages of content now. And actually, if you look at pages, probably tens of millions of pages. And so as you're crowdsourcing each of our products, whether it is the study materials, whether it's the tutoring, and that's question and answer, or whether that's flashcards even, or courses, that's so much content. And we have to put the onus on the user when they contribute the content. The classic approach, as written by the DMCA, is the user is explicitly stating that they have permission to upload that content and distribute it, or they actually own the copyright, so obviously they have the permission. And so that's the way we deal with it as a platform, is that when you crowdsource it, it's user contributed. You need to make sure you tell the user what they can and cannot do, and have them agree to that. And then, if they ever do post infringing content, which invariably in these open platforms it happens, when you get a request, just like YouTube would get for maybe a Simpsons show from the TV company, then we would remove that content appropriately.
And, you already mentioned the business plan contest in one of your previous answers, also the new feature of those courses. Tell me a little bit more about how you motivate the students beyond them paying money and therefore having an initial maybe motivation to really take the courses, but you mentioned the badges, and you do much more to keep your customers happy and well, eventually of course also to boost their learning.
Yeah, absolutely. We actually have, beyond game mechanics, we have actual real world rewards where we have for the business plan competition. If you complete that major, you can actually submit your own business plan, and the winner of it, we've actually already given out $10,000 now to 2 different winners who submitted their business plans, and they won. They also get a pitch meeting with one of our investors who's amazing, called SV Angel. Mm-hmm. And both of the other 2 passed the web programming, and with business, you can actually submit your resume, and you can only do that once you complete the major. But once you do that, then you get a phone interview with us for a potential job position. So that's outside of game mechanics. It's a great incentive because essentially game mechanics are that way. And the exciting part is, even without those incentives, we're seeing just great engagement. We're seeing students engage, even though nobody is saying, you have to take this course. There's no teacher saying, hey, this is the required textbook or this is the required course. These are just courses that are out there. People are interested in learning, and they're taking them. And, we do incorporate game mechanics like points, level ups, really cool badges, but there's no accreditation involved. Nobody's doing this to get a certificate. They're doing it because either they love to learn, or there's really a tangible skill that they're interested in learning. So we see a huge opportunity there where, you have the classic university course catalog where a lot of it is usually theoretical learning, where it's macroeconomic theory or history, or even in computer science, a lot of it, a great course is taught, from a theoretical perspective versus an application perspective. And in those cases, what we do is we have a huge focus on courses like we think will expand into online marketing, or, if it is computer science, develop more courses around HTML or CSS or a particular language. And that way, it's developing skills that are useful in the workplace from an applications perspective, not just learn to learn.
So you are obviously very integrated, and it's a probably vital part that you are in this education technology and education 2.0 disruption. And well, you position yourself, I think, so more in the startup community than probably working together with institutions in higher education. However, our readers and our viewers are usually in some of the decision-making positions. And have you had feedback from institutions or maybe individual people in higher education on the product itself and on your approach in general to sort of come from the outside and disrupt maybe, or go in a particular direction, or you have a particular vision for higher education, I think, with your startup?
Yeah, absolutely. The way we built it was very much from a crowdsourced perspective, and it was straight to the student. We're definitely not going after ever having accreditation for Course Hero. We're looking to be a supplemental resource. So you can see that in our study documents. You can see that in our tutoring and digital flashcards. Even the courses, we don't offer accredited certification or anything like that. We have actually been reached out to by a number of schools already about how to integrate our courses platform into their own curriculum and be able to use that. We're on a number of different learning management systems with our flashcard product because it can be used for both K through 12 and for higher education. It's just, one of those universal tools. So those are 2 ways that we definitely will be working with them. But we actually have grown our business almost entirely organically straight to the student. And I think that's something really new at scale, right? Where it's a business going direct to the consumer in education, where the consumer is the student. And that's really the area we focus on. Yet we think there will be, as we continue to make the product better and better, and we make enhancements that way, I think there'll be ways where we actually directly work with institutions, but I don't think we should ever think of ourselves as an accredited institution ourselves.
Right. On the other hand, from the student side, has there ever been an issue, as you have this crowdsourced approach, so in one course you are naturally then integrating different teaching styles, probably material created by different people, obviously, and has this been more positive, so that the students could easier or more easily adapt to different styles, or have you seen some saying, in this course I had some difficulty because it wasn't exactly the way how I want to learn, talking about personalization and so on?
No, absolutely. Definitely had that issue. And the way we developed, because it was very kind of limited resources, the way we developed, over time, the product got better and better, but I think the huge promise of the internet is personalization for education, where, let's say, if I'm in a classroom in the real world and I have one lecture hour, then I'm going to be able to only deliver one message to many people at the same time. So there's no real way to personalize that. So if there are different types of learners, whether there's a difference between an auditory learner and a visual learner, or there's even other types of learners, potentially through a crowdsourced model, we can have different types of materials, whether it's focused on a different format like a course or flashcards, or whether it's just pure documents. Really, I think about it in terms of different content formats or delivery formats to deliver really the same information. Mm-hmm. And I think it'll just get better over time. And there's definitely been situations where, hey, students like, oh, this was amazing. And there's other situations where it's, really this didn't work for me. This really didn't, And hopefully for those users, we try to listen to really, really well, because they can actually give us real nuggets of truth about how we could potentially make the product even better.
That definitely leads to the next logical question of what's next, as you're doing this at such a scalable level already. So what are the future opportunities, and what are you most excited about in, developing Course Hero further, and speaking about education on the internet, education 2.0, more in general?
Yeah, definitely. Well, for Course Hero, really, as you think about us as a crowdsourced platform for education, I really care about getting the best experts on there, whether it's a tutor or a creator of a course, what have you. I really want to get them engaged into the platform and get their amazing content delivered through our different formats. That's really our focus. We've reached the level of getting millions of users every month coming to our site. And so we have a huge quantity of content. And I think being able to start curating that into a higher level of quality, I think is really the next step for us. And on top of just focusing on quality of content, it's a lot about integrating game mechanics into it too, so we can make the process of learning more engaging. Because I think if you're having fun, it's just really likely that you're going to actually enjoy learning and learn more.
Absolutely. And people who would like to learn more about Course Hero, there's of course the website, coursehero.com. You're on Twitter at Course Hero. Any other outlets you would like to mention? How can people reach out to you?
Yeah, you could actually reach out to any of us at coursehero.com, and you just go there. And there's a way to either connect with us by phone or email. And obviously you can reach us on Twitter and Facebook.
That's great. Well, Andrew, thanks so much giving us some insights, how you built the product, how it has evolved, what you are doing now. It was really insightful, and thanks so much for talking with me today.
Oh, thanks so much, Kristen.